It's your boy Vinny Idol, man. This is Rap on Steroids, man. Holla at us, man.
Damn, cook this.
Mic check, mic check. What's good, man? We live here, another episode of Rap on Steroids. And we here with one of my personal favorite producers. The man who I sit down and say, all right, I gotta make my drums sound like this guy. When you think New York rap, he's definitely one of the producers you think of. One of the illest tags ever. The man, the myth, the biggest funny mover of them all. Vinny Idol. What's good, my guy?
Yo, it's shaking, B.
Man, this is gonna be a goodie. This is definitely gonna be a goodie, man. So many questions here that I might just freestyle some of these. I know a lot of the answers to these, but we gonna go, man. So where you from, Vinny?
You already know.
Tell us your story, man.
Bronx, uptown Bronx, B.
Definitely. If you ain't never hear Vinny beat and hear that, then something wrong.
Definitely.
Something wrong, man. So let's start from the beginning, man. What made you want to start beating on them pads?
Shit, I mean, man, if I gotta go back, well, I gotta say family started because, you know, I got a cousin, Davey DMX, who did a lot of records. Run DMC, Wild Niggas, Houdini, the list goes on. So I was always around for that, you know what I'm saying? Me being like the first grandchild, so they always, you know what I'm saying, picked me up with my cousins. I was like a real spoiled. So I just, you know, I took a liking to it, B. Like I did the DJing shit during the school years and all of that, but just something about making a beat was different. Like I always had a drum machine like in front of me, you know what I'm saying? So I always took a liking to it. Like I don't know, it was just crazy for me, B. You know what I'm saying? That was my Christmas gifts. I say that to everybody. Like I wanted a Casio, that sample. I want a sampler. I want a 4-track machine. I want an 8-track machine. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a board. I needed another board. And this is all on 233rd, right inside the apartment building. So, you know, my shit was different, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like crackheads, I was buying shit off crackheads, all type of shit. Stolen equipment, everything, B. You know what I mean? Like, I had it bad.
Nah, that's fire. So I know you work with so many artists, but growing up, like, who was like some of your favorite MCs you was listening to?
I mean, of course, it ended up being Home Team was the Locks. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, coming up in my era, that was like our, you know what I mean? Like our niggas right there. So it was definitely the Locks. I listened to everything though, man. You know, all the boom bap shit, all the hip hop shit, everybody popping. I was more of a fan of the sonics of who was doing the records. You know what I'm saying? Like all the producers, like, so I like stayed on. Plus I said I was doing the DJing thing, so I always had wax. And I was always looking on the back who was new, who was a new producer, who had the most shit on the album. So you know what I mean?
I think that's like the nostalgia of hip hop. Like back in the days, like that's one thing that I feel like streaming takes away from. Like, there's nothing like going to buy a vinyl or an album and then cracking open the case, looking at the artwork. I remember Purple Haze. I was more fascinated with the artwork before anything. Like, nah, this artwork is fire. That'd be fire on my wall. Never made it to my wall, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just dope, that like the nostalgia of hip hop. Like, being the hip hop head, that was things that we got up and looked forward to doing.
Yeah, we looked forward to, yeah.
I used to travel in the enemy territories, different boroughs. For like things I would never go do for females, I would go do for hip hop. Like, what? It's a battle where? Fuck it, we out.
Yeah, hip hop would make you do that. Hell yeah.
That's just the culture, man. So I could definitely understand that. So so how did you meet the Locks? And what's like working with them?
Well, let me see. Well, I'll start on how I met them was through Super Mario. Because I knew Mario for a little minute. And I was already signed to Hitman Entertainment at the time. So, you know, he already knew my man who was like the CEO of the company at that time. And one thing just led to another. Like, I just started moving around with Super. And he was with them from Bad Boy and all of that. So once, you know, he just followed the transition, I was right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He took me under the wing. Next thing you know, I'm just feeding them. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Giving like 50 a battle on a CD back then.
Word.
Nigga, they'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. And I just ended up in house because there was a lot of producers around. You know what I'm saying? There was slew of niggas. That's the locks. You know what I'm saying? But yo, like, nah, I was feeding them, bro.
Some pockets, man.
I was feeding. I would tell you, I'm feeding them. Like, niggas coming in with 5 beats thinking that's it. I'm like, nah, I'm dropping off a CD with 30, 40, 50 joints on it. Word, I'm coming back, and it's crazy. That's how a lot of shit, I didn't even know a lot of songs is done, because I'll be, next thing you know, I'm here, it's on the Clue joint? Oh, it's on this? Next thing you know what I'm saying? 5 of those for that album? Like, oh, word. So it was, you know, I just stayed consistent, bro, on them. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. Just kept feeding them.
Crazy. Like, you're definitely one of the, like, rapper producers. Like, back in the days when I used to go just write random freestyles, I was always going to one of your beats. It was the pockets. I don't know. That's why when me and Fisher got bars, like, I remember Showbiz coming in the A room like, the fuck is that?
Shout out Showbiz.
Shout out to the OG. Like, he was like, who made that? I'm like, Vinny. He like, oh my God. Call Vinny. He was like,
yeah, that's my bro right there.
It's the big bro, man. Like, there's just something about them drums and them pockets. It just, I really study that. All right, so you know.
Plus, I'm a drummer, so I mean, you know what I mean. That plays a major part in the thing too. Yeah. I was playing drums before I even started making the beats, like in church and all of that. Still do, but you know what I mean. So definitely the drums is always. And plus, I learned that from the other producers, like really listening, sitting back, because I seen the record go from nothing to something. Shit was dead whack, and niggas like, just once them drums make a whole difference. You can have the weakest whatever line going through your sequence, but you put some crazy drums on it, niggas is like, yo, it's all about them sonics and the drums, you know what I'm saying?
That's a Snapple fact.
Word. Definitely. That's like, I don't think that's a secret to anybody. That's just the real main ingredient. You gotta have, that's like the foundation. Shit gotta be solid. You know what I'm saying?
Drums are
yeah, drums is everything, you know what I mean? You can fuck up a beat with whack drums.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can have an ill shit, but those drums, like, nah, that ain't it.
Facts. Like, I be at some of these producer events, and I'll be like, I'll be there as a producer, but I'm always still a rapper too. So first thing I'm doing is like, can I rap to this? And if I can't rap to it, like sometimes like a beat'll be fire, but it'll just be too much going on. Like it'll be too many drums, or it'll be a kick, a snare, then out of nowhere you'll hear like a tom break, like that was wild random. Like that's gonna throw me off if I'm rapping. Like I don't know if I like that. Like
yeah, it's
the beat be crazy.
Yeah, it's more like, I mean, you know, that's kind of how you, and it's not no shots though, but that's how you really distinguish a producer from a beat maker, because it's two different. You know what I'm saying? You just making beats, hitting on pads all day mouse, and it really doesn't make you a producer. You gotta really be able to like carry that record from top to bottom. And that's even during the mix, you might have to like just scarf it up and just take 4 sounds out just to make the record go. You know what I'm saying? And even if you even do your own, like really listen to the hits that's out, like what became hits, they not complicated.
Not complicated.
Very simple.
All.
And it, like I seen somebody do an interview, like they made most of the songs made it how like 8 sounds or most. You know what I'm saying? After all of that shit, niggas dissected all that other fancy shit and just came out with a groove. And that's like that's always been the blueprint, bro. Like even if it's rap, anything, that groove is more important. Like a groove, listen to the records. A groove is what makes the song go.
Nah, facts.
That straight pattern that niggas can't get like tired of it and just keep it moving, that's it. Like, you know, you add too much. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a little, confusion a little bit.
It's
you
like,
know what I mean?
too complicated.
Yeah,
it's
food,
like,
man. You
like,
put too much seasonings, now it's over.
It's too salty now.
Tastes crazy, yeah.
You might sound good, you know what I'm saying? While you putting it together, but at the end of the day, you know, you gotta really leave room for a lot of things. Leave room for your mix, everything. You know what I mean?
Damn, could this?